Welcome to day 10 of Power BI tips, tricks, and hacks. So, this is a really important one. I know I said that previously when we were talking about identifying the audience, but for day 10, it's one of those things that if you don't do, you're going to eventually regret it. Other elements of your Power BI development, performance, etc., will eventually catch up. And today is all about aligning your data model to a star schema approach, right? Now, just to set the scene, right? What is a data model? Data model can be many things. It could be a single table. It could be a group of tables interconnected together through a set of relationships, almost as you can see on screen now. However, a star schema approach, this is what we prefer or is better used in Power BI. And not to say the concept of a star schema first came around with Power BI. No, it was always a way for us to model even our models from a data warehousing perspective. So let's have a look. This is why we should be using a star schema approach, right? When we do, it ensures our solutions are higher performing, it ensures our solutions are more scalable. In other words, it's easier to add additional data in the future, enhance capabilities. If you use a star schema as opposed to a flat file, various capabilities within Power BI desktop are instantly enabled and a lot easier, such as hierarchies. Or the other one is simplicity. If you have a group of end users or maybe a stakeholder group more from the business side, if they see a star schema model, it just makes a lot more sense rather than having that spaghetti model or even more of a sort of ERD, enterprise relationship diagram, which is more based for your operational style systems. But here's the thing, if we use a star schema, it brings everything closer together, right? And as you can see through the diagram on screen, it's made up of facts and dimensions, and we'll get to that in a moment. But it brings everything closer together. There's less tables, there's less relationships. So what does that really mean? It means that it reduces the overall query time as data has to propagate or travel through less routes or less tables essentially as well, right? But to finish up the three elements or the three core elements of a star schema, we start off with our fact tables. Now, the fact tables contain the numerical columns, the things that can be aggregated or counted, right? And very much they answer the question of what do you want to analyze? So, in other words, what are my sales? What is my revenue? What is my stock availability, etc., etc. But that's not good enough, right? Because I might want to start off by saying, what are my sales? 1 million. But that's not good enough. I then want to see, okay, how is that revenue broken down by territory or region or product or customer, etc., etc. And that's when your dimension tables come in. The dimension tables contain the descriptive elements, the characteristics of your numerical attributes, and they surround the fact table, right? They answer the by questions. For example, what are my sales by territory or by product category? What is my revenue by store or date? What is my stock by warehouse? So you get the idea. And lastly, we have relationships, right? We must have relationships, and the relationship joins the dimension table to the fact table. And essentially, it propagates data. So if I selected something from my dimension table, such as product color equals blue, it will then propagate down to the centralized fact table and only show me those products where they are blue as well. So hopefully that gave you a bit of an overview of star schemas. If you're not using a star schema approach, drop everything else that you're doing in Power BI and really understand why you should be doing this. So look forward to catching up on the next video.